Hey everyone, it's Lynn from Holistic Health and Wellness. Hope that you're having a good Wednesday. Again, as I usually say on a Wednesday, middle of the week again, hump day for us. So hope your day is going well. And today I wanted to talk about how to get control of your busy mind. So you know that a lot of what I do has to do with weight loss or feeling energized or rejuvenated, people who want to live that ageless, energetic lifestyle. But you know, a lot of us battle with our busy minds. So I know I certainly do. And you know, that can really affect different areas of your life. Hey Karen, good to see you. I've been thinking about you with going in for your surgery, so keep you in my thoughts and prayers. So if you're like me with a busy mind, it really can affect your sleep. You know, you get into bed, your mind's racing, and you can't even get to sleep because it's on your mind, all of the different things that you've got to do. Not even to mention how it, throughout the day, keeps you focused away from some of the important things, because sometimes when we're so busy and our mind is so busy, we get distracted very easily. So, you know, maybe you've got a jam-packed schedule. Mine seems to be like that quite a bit, and sometimes you don't even have time for yourself, or it seems like you're always so busy doing something you worry about how you're going to fit in time for yourself. And then you tend to worry about every little thing on a daily basis, but your brain just goes constantly. So I'm definitely that kind of person. My brain is always going, I'm always thinking, and sometimes it gives me a tendency to think ahead and to worry too much about certain things that I really probably don't need to worry about. And it's easy for people to say, you know, don't worry. If they're not the type of person that worries, then that's easy for people to tell you not to do that. I think I got my worrying, honestly. My mother was definitely a full-time worrier. She could worry about more things than you could even imagine. But it's not an issue exclusive to me. A lot of us deal with that very active mind, and it's not that a busy brain is a bad thing, but it's when it overtakes you and it controls you instead of the other way around and you controlling it, that trouble begins to creep in. So for me, I can worry and be busy-minded about a lot of things. So at the moment, what's going on with me is I'm having a really hard time getting back on track with my exercising. I've had vertigo for the last 6 weeks, and it's very hard to exercise when you know that you're going to go dizzy. So it's caused me to gain a few pounds, and so I've worried about that because I don't like to be in a position of gaining weight. And then I worry about, well, how am I going to coach people when I'm gaining the weight myself? And so it's kind of been a roller coaster, because then I worry about it, so then emotionally I want to eat, and just a crazy merry-go-round, if you know how that is. And so my mind just goes on and on playing out these scenarios that probably won't ever even happen. But there are some ways that we can be mindful, and I'm speaking as much to myself as to any of you, because at the moment I really need to focus on some of these to get myself back on the right track. So meditation is a great way to calm yourself down if you're having a stressful day, a busy day, and it's really not as hard as it sounds. People used to tell me about meditation, and I would think, they really expect me to sit there for 30 minutes and go into this la-la world and do what? Think about what? How can I keep my mind focused while I'm doing meditation? So all you need to do is sit still and clear your mind. You take some deep breaths, in and out, and you keep practicing that until it works. So it's not something that happens overnight. It might take you several times, a couple of weeks even, to get to the point where you can do this relaxation breathing and calm your mind down. It takes a little bit of patience, and if you know me, you know I'm not the most patient of people. But it takes a little while to implement this fully, but once you begin to utilize it, you'll be able to gain some peace. So when I think about meditation, I used to think literally about having to sit there for 30 minutes and think about some woo-woo thing out there. But some of my favorite meditations are to, hey Daryl, are to just sit there and think about my peaceful place. So for me, my peaceful place, which is great since I live in Florida, is going to the beach, imagining myself on the white sandy beach and seeing that pretty water lap up onto the beach and the blue sky and the birds around. And I like to go to the beach on my own and read a book in peace and quiet. So I imagine myself there, and that's my type of meditation. So for some, it's a different thing. Some people like to use an app to help them to relax. Just breathing techniques can help people. But that's kind of what I use, is a visualization type of meditation. So another thing that you can do, and of course, as I just said, I've had a hard time doing this because of the vertigo, but exercise, it's a great way to reduce stress, and also a great way to help you lose some weight, get even healthier. So when we think about exercise, sometimes we think about going to the gym and a heavy workout. And of course, for me at the moment, that is really not an option with vertigo. So, you know, you can do dance, you can do yoga, you can simply take a walk, or some type of mindful movement. For many of us nowadays, we have Fitbits and we want to just get in a certain amount of steps. But whatever you do to exercise can help you increase your productivity and strengthen your attention span again. And let's face it, we all need to do that. So number 3, avoid overstimulation or overstimulation. So whether it's watching TV, reading articles on your phone, chatting with people, we live in a time that we're always stimulated with one electronic or a computer or something like that, and it often makes us even more stressed. So be mindful of cutting down on the technology or the screen time, because it does cause that type of stimulation. And actually I went to my I love visualization too, Daryl. It really helps me cope with stress and anxiety. I just love that. And for some, it's like being in a peaceful place, being in the mountains, imagining yourself in the mountains. So, you know, electronics are really great things. We can find out so much, do so much, but they can cause our minds to be overstimulated and can cause us to be stressed. So we were talking in my marketing meeting this morning about this very thing. It can affect your sleep, which of course can affect every part of your life, and we're trying to think today about ways that we, hey Jen, that we want to cut down on that stimulation. So if you want to have a good night's sleep, which is very hard when you've got that very busy mind, one thing that I do is make lists. Have a piece of paper at the side of your bed to make lists. But another thing to help you get to sleep and to relax is to stop this stimulation with the technology. So at least 30 minutes before you decide to go to bed, you should turn off your phones, you should turn off your iPads, your electronics, and give your brain 30 minutes at least to calm down, to get rid of that overstimulated sense of reality. And yeah, I mean, I use my phone to wake up in the morning, so I have to flip it over so that I don't see it at all. So that's number 3, overstimulation from electronics. And number 4 is, you know, make art, no matter whether you're good at painting or not. And I'm definitely not. I'm not a good drawer. I'm not particularly great at crafts. I used to be, but I just have not done it for a long time. But it is a great way to relax you. So for a lot of people, that whole new thing about coloring, if you get a book and you just color, for a lot of people that's very relaxing. For some people, knitting is a great hobby. They love to do that. Used to do that a lot too. For a lot of these things, you have to find your own space and find out what's good for you. But you know, when you're talking about the control of the busy mind, something like that, a kind of mindless bit of arts and crafts, can definitely stop that busy mind syndrome. So regardless of where you are in life, finding a great way to relax is absolutely vital for all of us, really. When we're pressured and we're stressed from everyday life and everyday occurrences, it's really hard to relax. So we really need to take control of our lives. When we can't relax and when we're overstressed, then you find things like headaches, fatigue, weight gain. It affects so many areas of our lives. So for the busy-minded person, yep, Daryl, finding a good book can be a great way. It can stop your mind from being so busy, for sure. It really is finding what works for you. So, you know, the 4 suggestions I've made to you today are the meditation, exercise, avoid overstimulation, especially when it comes to electronics, and make art. So for some of us, if you're like me, and I admit I'm weird because my daughter and I have talked about colouring and how they have all these art books and how relaxing it is. But to me, because I'm a perfectionist in that way, it's stressful because I want to make sure I've coloured in the lines and everything just looks perfect. And so for me, that's not a great way to relax. I actually find knitting is pretty relaxing, and I love to read a book because I find that very relaxing. So whatever it is that floats your boat, so to speak, you should do, because when you can still your mind and you can learn to relax, it's definitely going to affect every area of your life and make you feel better, look better, even eat better, sleep better. That over busy mind does not do us any favors. Yeah, I guess for some, Daryl, fishing would do it. I haven't fished that much that I have found it that relaxing, but I know for a lot of men that's definitely the way to go. Out on that quiet lake or out on the beach, and fishing can be very relaxing. So this week, try some relaxation in any way you can to calm your busy mind and to help you stress less so that you can live a happier and healthier life. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, and I will talk to you on Friday on my Facebook Live. Have a great Wednesday. This is Lynn from Holistic Health and Wellness. Bye.